everybody. I'm Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and you are on my author page for Game Plan. And if you're wondering why I'm going live, it's because I just released a new book, and it's called The Game Plan Oils Scriptbook, and we're in the process of working through the inside of this thing, which is just awesome. So the Scriptbook has 25 different classes in it. It's the first book ever compiled with 25 oils classes in one spot. So I'm pretty stoked about it because it has never been done before, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you guys to be able to teach classes to your teams and get people to more than one class. And I know a lot of you guys have been getting your books in the mail, so it's been a pretty exciting week all around. If you haven't had a chance to see this thing yet, it's up on Amazon. It's up on my website, oilabilityteam.com. And these are the 25 classes that are inside. There's Oils, Thieves, Ningxia, CBD, which is what we're training on tonight. The kids class, Fearless, which is how to play with your oils. I'm super excited about that one. When we start that class, we're starting the official boot camp for this book because now we're into new content that we've never done before. Oils of the Bible. It's a very, very comprehensive class. Raindrop, Feelings class, Gut Health, 4 most important Young Living supplements, enzymes. There's an entire skin class that covers Bloom, Art, and Savvy. So it's all 3 of them. Pamela said, I just got mine. OMG, it's gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hair class, tooth class, hormones and oils, animal aromatherapy, basic massage for couples, intro to diffusers. So what do they do? Which one do you use? When? Seedlings, which is the baby class, the Manly Man class, which are the top oils products for dudes, the Techniques class, which is neuroauricular, ear technique and valor balancing, how to make your own blends, the Einkorn class, and then a tribute to the founder of Young Living, D. Gary Young, is we're going to end our boot camp on. So Janet says this book is incredible. Hi, Debbie. Thank you guys. Boy, your words mean so much to me. So I'm stalling right now because I know some of you guys are still waiting for your books, and I don't want to start the full boot camp until everybody has their books. So what am I doing? I'm doing classes I've already taught on this page. So 101 Oils, we've already taught. 102 Thieves, we've already taught. 103 Ningxia, we've already taught. We did those last fall. 104 CBD, we already taught. But we've never taught the workbook. So I'm going to go through the workbook tonight. Yeah, there's a whole nother book that goes with this book. So I'm going to go through this tonight with you guys with the CBD. Then we're going to pause for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm just going to evaluate where everybody's at. If all of our orders are out, you guys have everything in your hands. Nobody's waiting on anything. All of our giveaways are out, the contest winnings, all of that. So you guys can propagate this to your teams. Those of you that have won 10 books, you can be handing those out, making sure your leaders are ready to go. And then we are going to blow this thing up. Like, it's going to be so much fun. Little DIY videos, and I'll be shooting on nights I don't normally shoot videos, just short little things to give you tips on how to use the books and how I'm using it with my team and how we're using this to grow OGV on our team. And the neatest thing about this project is when I started working on it, I didn't know that you were going to be able to bring people into Young Living without starter bundles. I thought that you had to have the bundle, because that's the way it's been for 7 years since I've been in Young Living. So this book is a triple blessing to you guys because now you can have a friend who has a baby and sit down and do a seedlings class with them, and they can go order wipes and a little seedlings bundle, and bam, they're on your team, and they have a wholesale membership if they're over 100 PV. So any product that you want to use to bring them into Young Living, even if it's a lip balm, you can add people to your team with that. So what do we need if we can bring people in with anything? Product education, right? Product education. Has Steve sent out the workbooks? Yeah, I think the workbook orders are caught up. I think what they're waiting on right now is minis. So if you ordered the workbook and you had a mini in your order, then that's probably what's holding it up. The workbook is over the top level. Thank you. Gosh, guys, my head's going to get so big, I'm not going to be able to get out of here. I don't know if you've seen this, but so this is the book. You see the book right there? The one sticking forward, the white one, that's the workbook right next to it. You see how big this thing is? It's crazy. I've never written a workbook that big in my life. But I wanted you guys to have immersion in these topics, like super immersion. So you were playing with the diffuser, you were doing DIYs, you were doing coloring sheets with the oils, like you were saying affirmations, you were doing bonus trainings, rare trainings. I wanted you to get everything so that when you finished, you had all these ideas for loyalty rewards and you knew exactly, what you were going to do with this content and start applying some of this stuff. It doesn't do any good to teach a class and then not have people apply it. and get on an order, right? You want them to get on an order. So Anna says, I just got all my books and received my teacher's edition. Yes. If you had an issue with your order ever, do not send it on my website. There's a glitch on my website and not all the emails are coming through. And I'm so sorry. We've had a lot of software developers look at it. And the only way to fix it is to do a total like $150,000 redesign of the entire website. So until I can get that done, just email me. My email, my personal email is oilabilitywithsarah, SARAH @gmail.com. And I have an entire team working that email. They will answer you swiftly, unless it's Sabbath. If it's Sunday, you might need to wait a day, but they will answer you swiftly. They will take really good care of you. They're just amazing people. We want our customer service to be like way up here. So I don't ever want you guys to be frustrated. I don't even care if the USPS has messed up your order and it's not our fault. We will still come alongside and guarantee that order. I know there's a couple of you guys that had some dividers missing. We'll send you a whole new divider pack. So just shoot me a message and we'll take really good care of you. Okay. You've got my word on that. I don't want anybody getting stuff that is not exactly what they paid for. So, just make sure you're sending it to the right email. Cause if you do the contact me on the website, some of them go through and some of them don't. And I don't know why. Janet says, I got all my books. Thank you. And I know the contest winners, you guys have been waiting a while to get stuff. Those are shipping, I think tomorrow or the day after. They ship to the woman in Florida that mails them for me. So it's probably still going to be a couple weeks, which is why I'm waiting to start the boot camp, because I want you guys that have the freebies to have your books in hand. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this CBD thing. Every single time I'm doing a workbook training, we're going through 10 different points from the script book. So we're just kind of looking at that script from 10 different angles. Debbie says, do you know approximately when our script books will be delivered to Canada? That I don't. I don't know when they'll be delivered because that depends on customs, international shipping. You will get an email when we ship it. So you'll see it leave our warehouse. If you haven't gotten that email yet, then it hasn't shipped yet. If you've gotten it, then you're at the mercy of international shipping. So then it's out of our hands. Somebody just asked me if you can buy books. Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. I'm not a salesperson. That's not my strength. I'm a writer. That's where my gifting is in writing. So I just forget to tell you like where to get things and all that. I put the book together to bless your OGV and to help you grow your teams. I didn't really put it to make a profit. That's not why I write books. Matter of fact, we're not even close to making a profit on this because we put a lot of money into development and making sure it looked really good for you guys. So I don't care. That's not why I write books. I write books to reach my hand down, grab your hand and pull you up to diamond. I want to see you guys ranking up. And this is something that I know helps me rank. When I teach and I do product education, my OGV and my ER goes through the roof. We lost about 40,000 in essential awards over the last 6 months. It is all back because of the classes that I've been teaching on my team page, these product education classes. So yes, you can still order the workbook. You can still order the script book. You can order minis, even though minis are technically still in pre-sale right now. So let me show you where you can do that. If I turn my camera around, if you go to oilabilityteam.com, you got two options. All right. On my website, you can go to shop and then you can order products here. So there's the script book, there's the oiler edition. This is the mini. It's not as big as the script book. The picture makes it look big, but it's tiny. It's like the size of Fearless. It's really little. Then there's the workbook, and then there's the oiler edition, or there's the script book, but it's the business edition. So basically it allows you to teach. It's in the format with it hole punch, so you can take the scripts and pull out just the one you need and teach off of it. So those are the 4 different script book products, and I can show you. Whoops. Yeah. So here's the script book, and then there's the workbook. There's the business builders edition, which is exactly the same as the oiler edition. And then there's the mini. So those are the 4 different products. So the benefit to ordering on this page, let me go to another page where you can see it all. I'll go to the game plan script book. The benefit to ordering it this way is Amazon will never carry the teacher's edition because they only print books with bindings. And the teacher's edition, which I've got sitting right here next to me, it doesn't have a binding. It's going to come hole punched for you. It comes in full color. It's really easy to use. All your dividers are built right into it. So you can flip right to the class that you need. The font's really big, gives you read times on each of the classes. It's really, really nice format. Exactly the same content as the oiler edition. Totally the same. Identical. All right. It's just easier for you to teach in that kind of a format. But because Amazon doesn't print without bindings like this, the only way I can offer it's on my website. So if you want that version of it so you can get out and teach, then you're going to have to get that on my website. The other thing is the minis. We will be putting these on Amazon probably in the next 2 days, possibly tomorrow. We'll be putting it up on Amazon. They don't print with staples. So they only print books with bindings. If you see, this has got a binding on it. It's a bound book. The minute that you bind a book, the cost goes up quite a bit on it. And my goal with the mini was to give you a book that you could hand out like candy. Well, you can't hand a book out like candy if it's $6-7 a pop, right? So we print them ourselves and put a staple through it instead of doing a binding, because then I can keep the cost to like $1, $1.50. But the minute that we switch to a binding, I can't. So Amazon only prints with bindings. They don't do staples. So if you want just a couple of these, then go on Amazon and get it once we've got it up there. And that's an easy way for you to get just a couple of them. If you want it really cheap, so you can hand them out in your classes, then order it off my website. So the benefit to the website is that when you order in bulk, you get about 50% off the prices. So say you want a couple of your leaders to start boot camp when we begin in a couple of weeks here with the full boot camp, you can get on and get 5 oiler editions and get them for like $13-14 a piece instead of 25 or 28. I think they are on Amazon. So, and same thing. The workbooks are steeply discounted. The teacher's editions are steeply discounted. My goal, guys, is to be able to have this grow OGV for your team. So it's great to have you on these trainings and working through, the stuff with me, but it's better if you're on here with 3 or 4 of your leaders. It's better if you're on here with 3 or 4 of your product users, because your OGV is just going to go bam, 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 bam. Workbooks are already in shipment right now. They've been shipping for a week. We have 20,000 minis that we have to ship out, and I'm sending the file tonight to the printer. So I sent it to my editing team. They had it. I shot a live video last week showing you that it was in the hands of our formatting typography team. They just finished it today. So we're doing our final top-down read tomorrow, and then it goes to print tomorrow. So it's coming. I downloaded all the PowerPoint presentations from your website today, 101 to 105, to get ready. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's the difference between these things. And the workbook is what we're going to be studying tonight. And the mini, we'll break that out when we do full boot camp. I'll give you some of those heart messages and stuff out of the mini for full boot camp. Okay. So, those are the differences between the 4. So you can order them there. The other option is you can go to Amazon and order them off of Amazon. Say you want to get it on Prime and you just want 1 copy. You can hop on Amazon, and it's up on Amazon right now. And it's a huge blessing to me when you guys leave ratings. When you get on and just give me, click if you like the book, if you like the content, it's going to bump that book up in front so that everybody can see it. And the purpose of this project is to bring oils to every home in the world. So, the more people see it, the more visibility we have, the more people are blessed by the content. And the workbook is up as well. I don't know if you noticed this, but the Scriptbook, the Kindle one, just went up. So we now have a Kindle version and a paperback version. Next week, I'm going to begin recording the Audible version for all the books. You've asked me to do the Scriptbook and the workbook and the mini. So I'm going to record all 3 of them into Audible for you. It's not up here yet because I haven't started. It's kind of a big project to record 700 pages. But if you have international members, Kindle's a great option because it delivers it electronically. So there's no customs, there's no shipping, no international shipping. It's just sent right to a device. So you can watch it on your cell phone. You can read it on your cell phone or your tablet. It's e-format. So it's pretty amazing. And we're in the process of uploading the workbook as well to Kindle. So you'll have both of those up there. So the benefit to Amazon is there's an Audible version. So if you like listening to podcasts and stuff, you'll go crazy for the Scriptbook. There's a paperback version. You can get it in 2 days on Prime, and there's no shipping cost, which is cheaper than my website. And then there's a Kindle electronic delivery. So those are all pros to the Amazon copy. The pro to my website is that you can get it in bulk, and you can get the teacher's edition, which we can't get on Amazon, or you can get the minis really cheap. That's why I have a website. Otherwise, I would just put everything on Amazon. But I want you guys to be able to use it like network marketers. Okay. And what we do is we market to people. We connect with circles. So it's not just us studying, it's our team studying also. And I wanted to show you, they've got it discounted 10% on Amazon tonight. So that's pretty cool. Lisa says, when we do our own classes, we can essentially read your text and create our own PowerPoint with your starter template based on your text with our words. Yes. Absolutely. You sure can. Yeah. Just what I ask is please don't record the entire class and post it to a website or to YouTube, because then it's a violation of my copyright and I can get in big trouble with Amazon for that. But if you're getting on and you're teaching a class on Facebook or Zoom or, any of those places, in person, you shoot Vimeo class and you time release it, that's totally okay. Totally okay. And yeah, we're going to be releasing 25 PowerPoints with all 5 of these scripts, or all 25 of the scripts. So I'm pretty excited. Penny says, I'm reading, and highlighting. My scriptbook and workbook are so amazing. I just want to quit everything I'm doing and bury myself in these. I can't wait for the minis. I want to tell you the minis too. I wrote that top down without looking at the books. So when you get the mini, you're getting fresh content, especially those heart messages. I set these aside and didn't even open them and just focused on brand new content for those minis, as if I was sitting next to somebody who is a brand new oiler and had never been to an oils class in their life, and just saying, listen, this is why this matters. This is why this is so important. Like, this is why the protection of your home and your family is number one. You know, you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So these are some things in your home that you can start tweaking and switching out. All right. Wanted to get the minis. Yeah, 20,000. How long can we leave it up in a Facebook group? I think if it's up for a couple of days, I highly doubt Amazon is going to see it and flag it. I get more in trouble if it's like posted on YouTube or on a website. If Amazon can find it, then it's a copyright infringement. And I don't want to damage my relationship with Amazon, because it allows us to get stuff to your teams internationally with Kindle, and I have access to Audible and a lot of really good things. People can get on Prime so that they don't have to, if they want to jump in boot camp because they get excited about the Oils of Bible class, they can get those books in 2 days. So I want to make sure I maintain my relationship with them so that we can continue putting books up there. All right. So that's where my heart is. I mean, if it was me, I would say post it everywhere. I mean, we want to bring oils to every home in the world, but I'm beholden to their rules because we have an agreement with them, a written agreement with them. I need to practice doing these PowerPoint for these classes, maybe for boot camp or for a roundtable the next 2 weeks while we're waiting for your books to ship. Maybe I'll pop on and just talk about some of the technical side of teaching a class online and showing you what it looks like from start to finish with Zoom, showing you how I'm utilizing it with my team, and take you inside my team page and just kind of show you how I'm breaking out some of the content. Like the workbook, we do a class a month and then we break out 30 days of workbook training. And so I'm pretty excited. If we have it recorded on a subscription site, is that okay to read your script? Not if it's permanently up there, Lisa. If you're recording it one time and posting it forever, that's where I get in trouble. If you're teaching it fresh every time, totally okay. Totally all right. All right. But it becomes copyright infringement when it's posted for all time. Do you guys see the difference between the two? If it's something that's there and it's gone, kind of like Snapchat, I'm not going to get roasted for that. But if you're posting it to a subscription site, or you're posting it to a website, or posting it to YouTube, that's when I can get in trouble. All right. I love a refresher on the tech side for the PowerPoints. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah. Set up a Zoom class. I can never get into it if I get into it before time. Yeah. I'll show you how to set up a Zoom class in 90 seconds. So why don't we do that? We'll plan on that for next Tuesday, because I'm waiting 2 weeks for all your books to arrive. All right. I hope that's clear. My goal is to get as much in your hands as I possibly can without making Amazon angry. So I'm getting as close as I can to you guys, but I have to follow some of their rules. I'm a blue personality. I really don't like rules. I just kind of do everything without really reading the rules, but then I find that some people get really angry with me about that. So I gotta watch what I'm doing so that I don't damage my relationship with them. All right, training on how to do social media classes. I've got you guys. I got you. One thing I want to tell you is every Thursday night we're releasing the tech packages for these classes. So if you go to share, you're going to see the core 5 right here. Now we're going to be revamping these as convention gets closer, because we've got some new bundles coming out and all that. So these will be tweaked a little bit, but you can always find all the classes under the Scriptbook page. Always, always, always. But today we're training on CBD, and we already did oils, thieves, ningxia in the kids class. So if I go to CBD, and I just show you, you're going to find the PowerPoint, and it is so good, guys. Oh my gosh, this one's so good. You'll find a demo of me teaching the class. You will find the script. Now, I won't be able to release the scripts once we get into the new content because that's copyrighted. But these first 5, I already had them posted before I wrote the book, so we got out of the copyright on those. Textable class, I'm going to record this weekend and get that up for you. There's a challenge calendar, so it's 30 days of challenges you can do with your team just on CBD. Isn't that awesome? Have you print off the calendar for your team, give them the link, tell them to print it off, teach a class, break out all of the workbook stuff for an entire month. And while you're doing that, have them do the CBD challenges. And then there's some free graphics and stuff to market your classes. We're also going to put the coloring pages up here and some Instagram stories so that it's easy for you to share on social media. All of that stuff gets broken out as we release these classes. So that's I just want to show you how to find it. You just go to oilabilityteam.com, go to share, and then you'll see the classes right here, and we're teaching on CBD. Yeah, the CBD PowerPoint's amazing. So I don't talk a lot about our team behind the scenes, but guys, we have an amazing team behind the scenes. I mean, we have photographers, videographers, graphic designers, formatters, typesetters, editors, like ghostwriters, technical writers, people that are just fact checking for me. Like there's a huge team of people behind the scenes that make these PowerPoints look that good. So basically what I'm doing is I get into a topic and say I want to write a class on it. I will go find everything I can possibly find in that class anywhere. I will go to every single website. I'll go to Amazon. I'll order 30, 40 books off of Amazon on that topic. I'll order everything Young Living I can find, pamphlets, DVDs, flyers. I'll go to Diamonds, see if they have anything, get stuff off of hard drives, old Gary Young lectures. I grab all my reference guides. There's 9 or 10 of them. I grab all of them, line them all up next to me, and I scour for information on that one topic. And I might read anywhere from 40 to 400 sources for one class, for one lecture. Like the Ningxia class had over 400 sources in it. So then I take all that information, I organize it by category, and I'll just give you a paragraph on each topic, and I tighten it up and I write it as a class so that you can regurgitate it, and it's easy for you to teach your team all of that data and all of that knowledge. Then I hand it to people and they make it look good. So I'm the researcher, I'm the writer. I think about how I would teach a class if I was going to sit down and talk to my team to make it easy. I'm a news anchor, so I have to do this every day. I sit down and make stuff easy for people to understand and listen to in their car. That's the one gift the Lord's given me. But turning around and making it pretty, that's a whole lot of people behind the scenes. And these PowerPoints are free. It doesn't cost you anything. The textable classes are free. The challenge calendars, we have those all professionally designed. I don't do that stuff. I'm not good with that stuff, but I will generate the content for it based on research and data and science and what I can find. Like the CBD class, I went to the World Health Organization site and was pulling data off of the World Health Organization. So, because I'm trying to find you the best of the best of the best. I'm trained as a news anchor to give you primary sources, to give you reliable information, to give you stuff that's Young Living specific, to give you up-to-date data on stuff so you can take it to the bank when you're reading through stuff that it's been very heavily researched. There's no class that I write that I haven't read at least 30 or 40 books to write that class. I think the least books I read was for like the seedlings class, and it was like 30, 40 books. So every single one of them is very, very heavily researched. It doesn't mean that you're not going to find mistakes. There's always mistakes. When you're writing 1,400 pages in 4 months, there's going to be mistakes. So we did 18 top-down edits on these books. There's still going to be mistakes in them. So when you find stuff, just send it to me. We'll make sure it's fixed for the second print. Like one of the things we caught was in the kids class, it listed the Kid Power as part of the kit, and it's not. It's an extra oil. So we try to be really, really careful with that kind of stuff. But stuff does sometimes get missed. So I need a bone support class to teach in conjunction with the hormones class in your sequel. That's a good idea. I like that one. Did you guys see I have a second book for the script book? Have you guys flipped to the back? All of you who've gotten your books, have you flipped to the back of the book yet? I probably shouldn't tell you this. I should save it for the last night of boot camp, but let me just show you, because everybody's always sad when boot camp ends. So I figured I'd give you a little tease so you could see what I was working on behind the scenes. So right now I'm in the process of beta testing and writing a Candida class for the second script book, the second game plan script book. But these are some of the things that will be in it. There's going to be a second and definitely a third. And I don't know, I'll see how many more topics I can come up with, but I'm writing a Candida class, and I'm researching a frequency class for you guys. But so there's a simple, I want to find the guy that did the original frequency research for Young Living. He passed away, but I want to get into some of his science and see if I can get my hands on some of his research reports. So a simple breakdown of seed to seal, VitaFlex, an entire class in doing VitaFlex, how to read a Zyto report, vibrational raindrop, advanced emotional release, advanced oils of the Bible, frequency of essential oils, remembering Gary part 2 class, 10 savvy makeup application tips. So not just how to use the makeup, like what you should be ordering and stuff for skin type and all that, but actually a class to train you how to put your makeup on correctly. A roll-ons class, a fitness class, the entire story of frankincense and how Gary found it. It reads like a novel. It's crazy awesome. Self-Fearzyme, the Golden Touch Kit, whole class on Reconnect. I have a son with autism, and that Reconnect kit is just amazing for him. The culinary class, I'm going to give you guys dinners and stuff in there. So Vitality Oils 101, fermenting with essential oils with Ningxia kombucha and Ningxia water kefir. The claims class, so a close look at Young Living's OTC medications and how are we able to get some of those designations. Beauty school, cleansing the colon class, the liver class, Probiotics 101. So an entire class on probiotics, protecting yourself in a digital age. We're going to talk about damage to your eyes and stuff from looking at screens and screen time. The teen class. So it's an entire class written by teenagers for teenagers. Oils in the labor and delivery room. I'm a doula, so I'll just walk through some of the things that I use when I'm in the delivery room. Vanilla goodness. So 20 roll-on recipes, saving the wisdom of the first diamonds. I really feel a burden to collect their stories and stories about Gary Young and bind them and print them for you guys so you have access to it. And then bonus classes, the Harnish dinner table, recipes for 7 dinners that nourish your family's gut, the bone broth class, and tips on sourcing your food. Plus 12 quick protocols for a year of challenges for your team, including the 7th Heaven protocol and the petrochemical cleanse. So these are some things. Your brain is strong. You've getting it to work out. Thanks for all your hard work. Yeah, I'm always writing something. But sometimes I'm writing very hard, and I'm not writing very hard right now. I'm resting, and I'm in my garden and doing all sorts of fun things. So without further ado, let's jump in here and take a look at the CBD class. So every single time we're doing a class out of the workbook, which is Thursday nights, I'm going to be doing 10 points from the class and just kind of tearing it apart a little bit more for you so that you have some ideas on how to play with some of the stuff from that class. So let me supplements is in the first book, Jessica. You don't have to wait for that. So do I ever sign up people? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tons every month, every single month. I think right now I'm over 500 personally enrolled. So, but I do it through product education, through sitting down. Matter of fact, I'm in the middle of a leaders retreat with my team and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, Reconnect Kit's my favorite. Most people never even heard of it. I'm thrilled at how strong you sound. I'm doing good. I'm really doing good. Love to hear you explain Zyto. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm going to go meet with the Zyto people so I can write a really good class for you guys on that. So every single time we do, we get into the workbook, there's a coloring page. Marcia says, I flipped all the way through and saw the teaser for Scriptbook too. I'm working on a gardening with essential oils class. I didn't get to put it in here, but there is a gardening and a candida class and a fitness class that I'm not sure I got in that tease that we put together. So you're killing me, Smalls. I can't wait for your next one. So 104 CBD petrochemical. Yeah, that's a really cool class. So, 104 CBD. Whenever you get to the worksheet pages, we have some coloring pages, and they're always the oils that are from that class. So you can learn a little bit more about them, what they look like, what color the plants are and the flowers and all that kind of stuff. And just, you'd be able to identify it if you saw it. If you saw the plant. So peppermint, citrus, and cinnamon, those are our 3 different types of CBD that we offer, right? Mint and citrus, and then our cinnamon. And then this is what the hemp plant looks like. So there's a coloring page for you guys to do. We'll upload the coloring page to my website so those of you can print them off and have some fun with your team. I still encourage you guys to grab your own workbooks, but maybe you want to do a leaders retreat with your team and you're going to teach 3 of these classes at the leaders retreat. And so you print off the coloring page so that they can color and you get some colored pencils while you're teaching the class. Yes, my autistic son drew all of these, so he's pretty amazing. All right, Essential Oils 104 CBD. So every single lecture, every single worksheet page has a little intro to it that just kind of tells you a little bit about it. So whenever I write a lecture, I'm just reading this to you from the workbook. We're training out of this tonight. It's not the script book, but it's the big old workbook that comes with it that just takes you through those scripts so that you're getting some practical application and hands-on training with the stuff that's in that script. So I'll always shoot straight with you about the product. And here's my assessment of CBD. It terrified me. I was terrified. And it wasn't because it was innately bad. It was because of my preconceived notions about CBD. How are orders looked up on your website? Pam, just shoot me an email, oilabilitywithsarah@gmail.com, and my team will look it up for you. Anna says we need a blood pressure class. I don't know. That's right on the edge of compliance. I don't usually teach based on diagnosis and disease. I usually teach based on practical application, topics, topical application, and where you're putting it. Versus diagnosis and treating of disease, because that just puts you in a gray, fuzzy area that can get you in trouble. So, my preconceived notions about CBD is what kept me away. So I had all these images in my head of stoner adults whose brains were turning to jello. And it's because, I've worked in a Christian ministry for 14 years. I'm anchoring tomorrow morning drive. So I got to be up at 3:00 in the morning. I've been up for the last week doing morning drive. And you guys can listen. It's Family Life Network online. But I've worked for that ministry for 14 years. And so it suggested that we don't do things like walk into a liquor store. It's not that we can't drink liquor, but they don't want the perception that we're going in and buying hard alcohol and taking it home, right? And getting sloshed. So we're representing the ministry even when we're off campus. It would be really taboo, like seeing your local pastor buying vodka, right? You would be like, whoa, okay, I didn't think I would see you here. So selling CBD for me, that was just kind of the notion I had for it, was that it definitely would not be on the list of things that would be considered today. Yeah, now a circulatory class, that I could probably do. So for the first year that CBD was released, I didn't even touch it. I didn't even do anything with it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't train my team on it. It was the very first product in the Young Living line, except maybe the makeup, but that's just because I'm a tomboy and I really don't wear a lot of makeup unless I'm shooting videos. So it really made me uncomfortable and it made me unsure. And then Young Living had a convention in 2020 and I ordered the bundle with everything, and I didn't know that I was going to be getting little sample tins of the CBD line. So one day when I had a mild headache, I reached for it and I just put it on the back of my head, right on my occipital lobe, and that headache was gone in like 6 minutes. And I realized I just had another wow moment. I was like, what the what? And here was something that I had refused to learn about. By the way, my second mild headache tip is mineral essence. If you have a headache, the first thing I knock off my list is dehydration, so drink a lot of water. Second thing I knock off my list is minerals. So take like 5 or 6 dropperfuls of mineral essence and then just check in with me and tell me how you're doing. Because usually with hydration and minerals, it knocks it out, usually. But then there's always those headaches that you get because you were eating really bad food, right? So, but I realized when I put that CBD on my occipital bone that I had just had another wow moment. And so this was something that I really needed to learn a little bit about, because God had literally planted this in my house to get my attention because I refused to learn about CBD. So I started learning, and I don't ever dip my toe in anything. I ordered about 40 books on Amazon, everything I could find. Actually, no more. The CBD lecture was closer to 200 books I ordered just to read them. I read books by doctors on CBD. I read books by distillers on CBD. I read them cover to cover. I watched every Mike Book video I could find. I scoured the Nature's Ultra site. I watched every video they had. I watched their YouTube channel, everything on Young Living site. And I didn't see any stoners on their site. And I watched everything I could find. I took notes on it all, and I was just really floored by what I learned. So that's what we're going to jump into right now. Marilena says that your books have changed my life. Thank you. The CBD oil of the muscle rub. For this class, we're talking about everything that comes in that starter bundle. So it's going to be the dropper and the calm roll-on and the muscle rub. It's all of them. So the first thing that we do is we go through key points of the class. So here's what I will tell you. Point 1, our CBD doesn't have any THC. That's also known as tetrahydrocannabidiol. So we don't have any of that in it. And you have to have THC in CBD to get high. So it's not possible to get high with Young Living CBD. That was huge for me because now I had an entire product line that I could share. Point number 2, CBD is pretty incredible. Before you start the worksheet set, just go Google it. I mean, ailments are not something I can talk about. I can't print any ailments in my book, but I promise you, your jaw will be on the floor. So if you have something that's going on that is part of your wellness journey that you have not found any solutions to, go take that word, put it in Google, and type the word CBD next to it and do a search. And you might find something with CBD that might help you with that, right? And so just, you'll have a lot of ideas on things to try with the CBD lecture. And then point 3, it's infused with Young Living oil, and that's never been done. Not just Young Living oil, like essential oil. It's not been done before. We created our own smart spectrum oil by using the terpenes in essential oils instead of the terpenes in CBD. And that's really cool science. It means that our oil is delivering the CBD to the cells. And there are many, many families on my team who've used different brands of CBD side by side with Young Living, and they were just floored at the results. Floored at it. Oh, which CBD product did I use for my headache? I did the muscle rub for my headache, on my occipital lobe, that bone in the back of your head. Worked really well. Really, really well. So try it, just give it a shot. The 600 ml muscle rub. Yeah, it's incredible. And mineral essence. I'd recommend minerals if you have a headache. So I was floored by the results. Absolutely floored. So the long and short of it is that when I stand corrected, I, Sarah Harnish, will never doubt Young Living's product line again. All right. Maybe I will if you make me wear makeup. Maybe I will. But so let's dip into the content from this class with a microscope and just take a really, really good look at it. I'm not going to give you the answer to the key points from the class, but I want to show you something. So is CBD marijuana? There's 10 points we're going to go through here. If you go to oilabilityteam.com and you go to share and you go to the Scriptbook page, the main Scriptbook page, and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, this is the workbook answer key. So if you need the answers, we type them all out and put it up as a free document up on my website. I didn't want to make this 700-page book any bigger than it already was, but you guys can get the answers just by going here. Okay. So that's just a nice little ditty for you to just tuck in your back pocket if you come across one you can't find the answer for. So here are the questions. I'm not going to give them to you because I want you guys to go look the answers up. Is CBD marijuana? What was hemp used for in ancient times? Is hemp a drug? How many Americans will have tried CBD in the next 5 years? You're going to be blown away. If you're not teaching on CBD and you're a business builder, brand partner in Young Living, you need to be teaching on this product. God built blank in our blank to accept CBD. I'll just tell you, there's receptors in our body for that one. Why use CBD over other products? This one really meant a lot to me. And the main thing is it's a plant. It's a plant. So you're not using a synthetic created drug or something from the store with a whole bunch of garbage in it. It's a plant. So it's just a safer, different way of working on things in your body. What did the World Health Organization find out about CBD? So you have product users on your team, customers that are a little nervous about using CBD. Imagine them going into the script and looking up exactly what the World Health Organization had to say about the safety of CBD. What did the journal Current Drug Safety find through their CBD studies? So I'm just giving you some solid science from the last 12 months about CBD from really, really reputable primary source, researchers. So which of the following affects your dosage for CBD? Weight, height, diet, metabolism, amount of blue light exposure, genetics, environment, lifestyle, use of oils. What dosage should you start with? What 3 things make Young Living CBD different? And then draw a chart right here and describe the differences between organic and Young Living Seed to Seal premium standard. What are the 3 types of CBD that come in the starter bundle? And then the second thing is just action steps to become an oiling pro. So this is just going to give you some specific homework to do that gets you really playing with the oils. And one of them, the oils in that lecture, one of them is to go and grab the calendar and just be deliberate about using CBD every day. But I would tell you action steps are tough because you got to pick a product and let it build in your system. And you're not likely to pick one because you know what it does. So here's how I recommend to figure out what you need. Number 1, make a list of conditions in your body that you're working on right now. Look up those conditions in Google with CBD in front of them. Decide which CBD will serve you the best. If it's joint discomfort, you may benefit from the dropper and the topical muscle rub. If it's emotional, you may benefit equally from the dropper and the calm roll on to the back of your neck. So number 4 is be faithful, because CBD isn't something you can do twice a week. You've got to keep it close so that you see it often, and you need to try to keep dosing every 12 hours because that's how you keep it in your system. But remember, there's no THC, so you're okay with that. And then number 5, it's important to give yourself an honest assessment of how you feel. If you're not getting the results that you like, up the dosage. Or switch to the essential oil that's mixed with it. So maybe do mint instead of citrus. Keep a notebook by your bed and record your emotions and your physical response to CBD daily. I used to suffer from migraines for 24 years, and I never knew if something was working or if I was seeing an improvement unless I started charting my journey. So make sure that you're charting your walk. And my favorite use of CBD is the dropper, hands down. I like that product the best of all 3 of them. Although that muscle rub has really scored me a few wow moments as well, for sure. So dosing every 12 hours, switch up the essential oil that's with it, switch up go from the 300 to the 600 or the 500 milligram to 1,000 milligram, switch up the dosage, make sure you're letting it build in your system. And if you're not seeing the results you want, switch the essential oil, because the oil that's paired with it will switch how it's delivered to the body. And maybe you need cinnamon instead of citrus. Maybe you need citrus instead of mint, but you won't know unless you start playing with it a little bit. So diffuser recipes. You cannot diffuse CBD. I love you guys, but you put that CBD in your diffuser, you're really going to jack up your diffuser. So here's a lot of oils that are calming to the brain. Some of them diffuse singly are, so I just gave you some single oils that will have a similar effect on the brain as a CBD will if you're putting them in your diffuser. So, and these are ones you might not even think of diffusing. Vetiver, valerian, frankincense, lavender, copaiba, bergamot, lemongrass, neroli. Did you know neroli has a similar effect as CBD? Lemon. The studies on lemon are significant when it comes to emotional release, especially sadness, not wanting to get out of bed. Lemon, you need to get that in your diffuser. Orange is the oil of happy thoughts. Ylang-ylang, patchouli, spearmint, rose, jasmine, basil, German chamomile, clary sage, sandalwood. That's a really good one. Really, really good one in the diffuser. So are the chamomiles. Geranium, melissa. That's a powerhouse. I know it's pricey, but put some in your diffuser if you're having a really, really rough day. You'll thank me later. Fennel, cedarwood. Very, very good oil in the diffuser for the brain. Marjoram and peppermint. So how about a couple of blends? I'm always giving you diffuser blends. So diffuser recipe number 1 is the peace blend, which is 3 drops of tangerine, 1 drop of ylang-ylang, 1 drop of patchouli, 2 drops of orange, and 3 drops of blue tansy. And diffuser recipe number 2, I call it the It Is Well With My Soul blend. This has got 1 drop of patchouli, 2 drops of cypress, and 3 drops of bergamot. So that's the third section of the workbook, is giving you, so you've got key points, second thing's action steps, third thing is diffuser blends. The fourth thing is just some loyalty rewards ideas for 3 months. So we give you enough for 1 month in the actual script book, but we give it to you for 3 months in the workbook. So I would recommend that you get the regular strength starter bundle and maybe some stress away bath bombs. And at $250, the Genesis hand and body lotion, which contains MSM, and add one of the soothing blends to your regimen with Aroma Ease essential oil. 300 PV, add BLM. Which is good for your bones, ligaments, and muscles. That's what BLM stands for. And add Aroma C's essential oil blend or Sarah essential oil blend to assist with emotional release. Month 2, CBD extra strength and maybe some gentle baby. I'm having you grab things that are very calming. 250, detoxime to detoxify and promote cleansing. Enzymes. Did you know enzymes also help with anxiety? It's a really, really good thing. And people don't associate enzymes with mental health, but you should. Peace and Calming 2 for your diffuser, and 300 PV is the muscle rub. And then month 3, the Kid Sense roll-on collection to prepare for the upcoming kids class, because that's a class that would be right after this one. And then 250 is an extra CBD oil dropper of your favorite scent. So maybe you ordered Cool Mint in the kit, but you go back and you get citrus because you just want to try a different one and see how you respond to it. And then 300 PV, add the CBD Beauty Boost. Can I tell you my favorite use of the CBD Beauty Boost? You guys are going to laugh so hard at me. Hemorrhoids. You just got to trust me on this, okay? Put that dropper in your hands, rub it all over there. Oh my goodness, okay? Way better than Cypress. You just do it, okay? If you're like me and you delivered 5 kids or 1 kid, sometimes we need a little extra love around the butthole, right? CBD Beauty Boost. Oh my goodness. And of course you can add any oils that the reference guide says for, that area as well. Like cypress is a really good one, but I'm telling you, I'm not even joking. CBD Beauty Boost is a total game changer for that stuff coming out of your butt. Total game changer. Okay. Ellen says I'm trying that tonight. It is huge. All right. So then we have a checklist of products mentioned in the class, and people have asked me, why do you make a list of the stuff in the class? Well, I'm always thinking about how you're going to teach stuff. So say, you've decided that May 1st, you are going to teach a kids class. All right. I would be getting on in the middle of April or the first week of April and telling everybody, hey, we're going to study the kids class next month. Here's a list of everything you need to be able to do all the stuff in that class, right? So you're going to need this and this and this and this and this. So they can add it to their ER orders and their regular orders, their shopping and all that kind of stuff to be ready for when you're teaching the class come May 1st. So I give it to you as a teacher more than anything else. So just list the Muscle Rub, Beauty Boost, Calm Roll-Ons, and the droppers. So here's some bonus training. So this is number 6, bonus training not included in the script book. How do I find the right oil? And sometimes this has to do with the topic that we're studying, and sometimes it's just something totally different that I'm just training you guys on. Like the last class, I trained you how to use a reference guide. So if you haven't seen the workbook for the 103 class, I believe it was 103, I'm going to train you how to use a reference guide. So maybe you've never been taught how to actually read those things. It's a really good training and it's in the workbook. My favorite thing in the workbook are these bonus trainings. I like these more than anything else. So here's some bonus training for the CBD class. How do I find the right oil? I mean, how do I really know that it's the right one? Number one, research. So Google what your need is. Look it up in an essential oil app. Look it up in a reference guide or a book on aromatherapy. Number two, shoot a text to somebody on your team or ask on your team page if anybody has experienced what you're going through, because you're going to get a lot of answers, but keep it compliant. Number three, pray about what you need. I mean, many times the Lord is going to bring one oil to mind and you're going to hear the name of it in your head and you pick that oil. So I put a roll-on in all of my kids' Easter baskets and I was praying over which one they needed the most. And these are teenagers. They're like 14 to 22 years old. So I was praying over what they needed the most and God gave me the name of Kid Power. So I made them all Kid Power roll-ons this year. The next one is number four, smell the oils. So this is, you need an oil for something, but you're not sure which one, and you've got 30 of them sitting up on your rack and you don't know what to grab. So this is me just telling you, this is stuff that I have done in the past to try to figure out which oil I need. So sometimes I pray about it. Sometimes I ask on a team page. Sometimes I look it up in a reference guide. The fourth thing I would tell you is smell the oils. You might narrow it down to 3 or 5, but then you can't decide when you get it down to those 3. Open the bottle and just give a sniff of it and see which one your body is really drawn to. And then that's the oil that you pick. Number 5 is to do the navel test. And we're going to train on this hardcore a little bit later on. But do the navel test. So you're going to stand with your feet shoulder length apart and you hold the bottle right at your belly button and your body's actually going to lean toward it or lean away from it. It's pretty cool. Oh, you want to do, how about a class on how to set up a class? Yes, I could teach you guys that over our round table for the next couple of weeks while we're waiting for books to ship. So you see if your body leans toward it or away from it. It's going to tell you whether or not it wants that oil. Number 6 is get a Zyto or an Atovi scan done. Those scans are so accurate. I once had a mother and daughter come to my class and we did a Zyto scan on them, and both of them, they had tons of biomarkers out. The 2 women looked completely exhausted, and it only told them one oil on the scan, both of them, and it was the same oil. It was really weird. It was Ula Fun oil, back when we had the Ula kit. And I remember looking at them, I'm like, I pulled them aside separately because I didn't want them to hear what the other one was saying, and I'm just like, okay, like, why would it tell me to give you Ula Fun? That's kind of weird. It's just a really strange oil to recommend. And the daughter started crying and she said, I wanted to go on a missions trip. It's my senior year in high school, but it was thousands of dollars and I couldn't afford it. So I picked up a job after school, after my extracurricular activities. And then I picked up a job on the weekend. So I had 2 extra jobs, but I realized when we got within 6 months that I wasn't going to make enough money to be able to go on this missions trip. And so my mom, who was already working a full-time overnight shift, picked up another job on top of it so that she could help me go on the missions trip. And she said, we just saved the money that we needed. Like, we've been saving for almost a year and we just saved it. She goes, she's working over 18 hours a day and I've been going to school and then working after school and doing my extracurricular stuff. And she said, we're exhausted. And I said, that's why your body wants fun. It wants downtime. Isn't that crazy? You can do it with the cap on or off. It works fine with the cap on too, for the navel test. So that's just a sample of what the Zyto is going to tell you. I had another lady I scanned and she got like 3 pages of hormone oils. And I looked at her, I was like, that's crazy. You got all these. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with like every single hormone oil. And she looked at me and she had a scowl on her face and she goes, I'm pregnant. I was like, okay, all right, we're just going to leave that one alone. That'll be resolved in about 9 months, right? So just get a scan done. It'll tell you, some of the things that your body's craving. Number 7, it might just be a case of narrowing down the need. So I really struggle if it's an emotional need because I'm not very good at calling out my emotions. Sometimes the best thing you could do is ask a loved one, did I seem angry today? And if so, then go grab an oil for the liver. I like Juvacleanse or Leadum, and then place it over the liver where anger likes to hang out. Number 8, so the next tip on how to decide which oil to use, especially if you open a reference guide and there's like 20 of them listed for the one thing you're looking for. Experiment. Now, this might seem a little bit crazy, but it's what happens in the medical world all the time. When they're not sure what's going on with my migraines, we experiment with 16 families of migraine medications. I mean, the reality is that there might be one specific oil that God has exactly for you, and you may walk over to your 16 breathing oils and not know what one oil it is. I like Zyto and Atovi. I think they're both good. They both do slightly different things. If I had to pick one over the other, I probably would go with Zyto just because of where your nerve endings are in your hand. When you grab the Atovi, you're not holding it with the part of your hand where the nerve endings come out. So I like the Zyto, but Atovi is great too. I've seen some really accurate reads on Atovi. So And I'm not going to poo-poo one or the other. I think that they're great tools that we have for our Young Living business. Where do you get these tests? You have to find somebody who has a machine near you. Audrey, I'll be up there in May, and I can bring mine. I'm driving up, so I could bring my my Zyto up with me and do a scan on you. Okay. Let's see here. You might walk over your 16 breathing oils and not know which one it is. So just grab one that you've never tried, because you might be close to a wow moment. Just experiment, play around. Great. If it lists all these oils and one of them's Manuka and you've never used Manuka, try the Manuka. Just see. That's how I got to my wow moment with the CBD muscle rub on the back of my head. I didn't know. I just kind of smeared it all over the back of my head. God was really adventurous when he made a variety of plants, so you can be adventurous too. Number 9 is to try a protocol to help you decide. When I have brain fog and I can't make a decision, then I ask my husband for a 10-minute neuroauricular technique on the back of my head. Or maybe it's a Valor balancing session that I need, or I need to do an emotional self-release session so I can focus on what it is that I need to do. I might just pop an oil in the diffuser so that I know grounds me, and then I think and then I pray, and Valor is still my go-to oil of all time. It's amazing what happens when we are still, especially if we're frustrated trying to hunt down the right oil that we need. I just had a good friend write me today and say, I've got a blister on my foot. I'm super frustrated. I've tried a couple oils. Nothing's working. And, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, have you tried lavender on it? She's like, no, I haven't. And I handed it to her, and it like worked immediately for the blisters. So sometimes you just get frustrated and you can't see the forest through the trees. And so leaning on people around you, or just stepping away and praying over it is amazing. Number 10, get any oil on at all. Okay. Any oil on at all. This may sound overly simple, but there truly may be days where you're on such an overload that you just cannot pick the oil that you need. So get something on your skin, even if it's not the exact one that you might need. Usually my go-to is frankincense because it's the jack of all trades. So the goal is to snag something and put it in your diffuser or put it on the back of your neck. 5 seconds of an oil can make all the difference for you, even if it's not the exact one that you need, because God has a way of using his magic with or without us. His strength and the things that he's good at everything. He has a way of working whether we're there or not there, or picking the right oil or not picking the right oil. So let me end the section with this. Don't make perfection the goal. Sometimes we want to be safe, so we wait. We do nothing, and it's paralysis by analysis, right? You're worried you're going to make mistakes, like peppermint in the eye, right? Things won't work. You're going to get frustrated, but God can do amazing things in our weaknesses and seeming inability. And sometimes we just need to be still and listen. So pray, let your lack of knowledge go, because sometimes feeling inadequate is just enough to make us not oil at all. You know enough to be healthy. So just oil up and breathe. Oil up and breathe. So that's the bonus training from the workbook. So number 7 out of 10 is a DIY craft from the class. And this one is the best bath bomb recipe ever. It's pretty crazy, but did you know you can make CBD bath bombs? No joke. So talk about an amazingly relaxing tub time. Baths are unbelievably de-stressing. They're good for your skin, and so is CBD, and your heart and your brain, and detoxifying. 20 minutes in a hot tub is going to make you feel like you have had a $150 massage. You see those bad boys right there? So prep time, about 20 minutes, makes 4 bath bombs. What you're going to do is you're going to throw this all in a bowl. Half a cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of citric acid, 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder. I like Bob's Red Mill. 1/4 cup of pink Himalayan salt, a liquid carrier oil, 2 tablespoons. I like sweet almond. Young Living's 1,000 milligrams citrus CBD dropper, my favorite citrus, but you can use any of them. And I add 2 full droppers full. And then bath bomb molds. This is the mold that I use. It's the Norpro meatball tong, and it's under $10 on Amazon. So I put it all, I smash it all together. Then I jam pack it in this thing, squeeze it tight, and then just drop it on a paper towel, and I let it sit overnight. So that's how you make it. It's pretty cool. You can also add oils to it. So I like bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, frankincense, and myrrh. Have you ever had a frankincense and myrrh bath bomb? Oh my gosh. Roman chamomile is really good in bath bombs. Ylang-ylang lemongrass, lavender, petitgrain. That's one we don't use very often, but that's a flowery, bath bomb. Melissa is like powerhouse. Sandalwood, copaiba, lemon, lavender, and peppermint together, or any of the biblical oils, or even a raindrop bath bomb. So go light on thyme and oregano though, because those are hot oils. So yeah, I also like to add some extra oils and Epsom salt right before I get in. So I'll do 20 drops of of oil to 2 cups of organic Epsom salt. And you can up your game by doing a few other cool things like organic rose petals, lavender buds, raw milk and raw honey, adding that to the bath bombs, lemon rinds and cooking vanilla, not our vanilla, but the cooking one, hot fudge or cocoa powder. You can make a cocoa bath bomb. Could you imagine these for your leaders retreats, guys? Lemon or orange zests. So you're going to grate the rind of the fruit, grated or powdered ginger, the spice, matcha tea, and oatmeal, which is really good for the skin, but you got to clean the tub afterwards. So isn't that crazy? So unmold the bath bombs after holding them in that mold for 30 seconds. Just tap the tongue or the mold and the vibration will release the bath bombs. Let them dry for about a day because then they harden and become less likely to crumble and break. And that's your DIY for CBD. And I've played with this recipe. It's really cool. So, the 8th section is some affirmations for the class. My phone is about to die, so let me see if I can plug it in here. Some affirmations for the class, for you guys. And I love these because these just really get you, citrus photosensitive. Yeah, it is, but I wouldn't be too worried about it in a bath bomb recipe. It's not quite the same as putting that oil topically on your skin. So affirmations. I am confident and I am calm. My body is healthy and my mind is peaceful. It's just stuff you're speaking life over yourself. I can reach for a thought that feels better. I like that. I needed that one today. Me and my son had a good roll today. And so this is a good one for where my head is tonight. I can reach for a thought that feels better. Like I can choose that for myself. Each day I'm becoming healthier. So don't talk about all the things that hurt on you and all the things going wrong. Talk about becoming healthier and feeling better. I choose to release my illness. I let go of all negative thoughts and feelings. I choose to make my health a priority. I commit myself to feeling better. Every part of my body is ready to let go of illness and pain. Every cell in my body is well. I am healed. Isn't that cool? I love the affirmation section. Always gets me thinking. So the next part is journaling. And it's the same question. So if you've got your workbook, you can work through it with the journaling. So what oils have I used this day, week, or month? What results did I see? Is there a story I want to remember? Did I help someone this week? What'd I do? Did I see a new idea on social media? What hit me from the class? And what do I want to learn more about? And what are my current oils goals? Now we're playing Hangman every single night. And so for this script, this is the 4th script in the book. Your letter is S. S. All right. So I want you to write down the letter S in the Hangman exercise. And then the 10th thing is just Brand Partner Corner. It just helps you track the classes that you've taught and who you want to invite. And that wraps up everything for our 104 class. And we already taught the 105. So we're going to pick up with 106 Fearless in 2 weeks. All right. You guys can go and grab this book for yourself. It's up on Amazon. Tell your teams about it. Leave me reviews if it blesses you, if you like the content. Man, do I love reading those, getting up and seeing a new review up there. It just makes my whole day. And start teaching some of these classes to your team. So join me. I'm going to post a couple little things and contests and stuff this week, but join me the next 2 Tuesdays. We'll just do regular roundtable and I'll be answering your business questions. I'll run you through how to teach these on Zoom and how I'm utilizing them on my team, just to bless you and just do a little extra training with you guys. But I love you guys. I'm so thankful you got on for the workbook night. Aren't these workbook sheets so much fun? So many good things. All right, let me pick some winners tonight. I'm going to give away 5 workbooks this evening. So Dan Pinciaro, your winner number 1. Francis Sedillo, Sedillo, your winner number 2. You guys have both won workbooks. Michelle Carey, your winner number 3 for a workbook. All of my winners, I want you to email me at oilabilitywithsarah@gmail.com and we'll get those mailed out to you. Judy Menzie, your winner number 4, Menzie, Judy Menzie, and Darlene Wilburn, your winner number 5. Jamie Ferricks, your winner number 6. I picked 6 of you guys tonight. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for getting on. Go get your books at Amazon. Pray for me as I start to launch into Audible and getting all of that done. I will go live when our printer has the mini file so we can start the countdown to the mini and the release of that. It's still in pre-sale. 20,000 of those books sold already. You guys are crazy. And I'll keep you updated when we get the workbook on Kindle this weekend and when I start recording Audible. So many exciting things coming down the pipeline. We're going to be shooting these DIY videos. So you've got them to share with your teams, time lapsed, and it's going to be so much fun. Gear up for the full boot camp starting in just a few weeks. I'll gauge how many of you guys have your books in 2 weeks. And if we need to bump 1 more week, I will. But if not, we'll be starting in 3 weeks. So I love you guys. Can we make copies of the workbook pages to hand out at classes? You know, Teague, if you did a page, I'm not too worried about that. If you copied the entire workbook, section for one class, that technically would be a copyright violation. I don't think Amazon would catch it, but just use discretion. You know, when we make a little bit on these books, we take it and we pour it into the next book. So anytime you guys turn around and you tell your teams about these books, you tell your crossline friends, you post on social media, you tag me and post on social media, you leave reviews so it bumps that up to the top of the page, you order extra copies for your product users. I'm ordering 5 or 10 of them a month and sending them to my product users on certain legs, or I'm trying to boost volume. When you guys do things like that, it gives us the income to pour into the next books. So it's just a blessing. It's a blessing right back to us. So less photocopying and more directing people to the website is just a huge blessing to John and I. All right. I love you guys so much. You have an amazing weekend. I'll post a couple little contests on the page and tell you where I'm at as I'm busting my tush getting the Kindle done and Audible and all the other things we have. I have a class. I have a class on the brain and oils. I absolutely could include that in the second script book. Am I bringing minis to San Antonio? Only if you can get them printed fast enough. I don't know. Do you have a vacation plan? Not yet. Not yet. No, but I'm going to be in San Antonio speaking in a couple of weeks. So tomorrow I'll post the link for the ticket sales, and they're still open for you guys to get tickets. Anybody that's within like a 2-state area and wants to come see me in San Antonio, I would love to see you. We will have all the stuff on the table. I'll sign it all for your teams. I love you too, Colette. Thank you. You guys are such a gift to me. So thank you for the strength and the energy to keep going because of you. So I hope that the workbook training tonight was a huge blessing and a shot in the arm to you. Go share it with your teams so they get excited, and tell people about this book, because that's how you say thank you to John and I. And we work on bringing oils to every home in the world. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you for the next live video on Tuesday night when we do just a regular roundtable. All right. See you soon. Bye. Oh yeah. CBD Beauty Boost.